This is Wayla Chambo with WHRO FM. Recently, I had a conversation with Gonzalo Farias, the new Assistant Conductor for the Virginia Symphony Orchestra. It was such a pleasure to welcome him to the Symphony and to Hampton Roads, and to learn a little bit about where he's coming from. What attracted you to this position in particular? Why did you want to come here and work with the Virginia Symphony?
The musicians. The caliber of the musician that we have here, it's really outstanding. And also the kind of camaraderie that they have, the kind of like family-like feeling that all the musicians have really creates something unique for the whole community here.
Was there a point when you knew that you wanted to be a conductor? Is there a specific experience that you can remember?
Oh, I don't know how much time you have, but I vividly remember I was like 10 years old and I went to my first orchestral concert. And believe it or not, it was like the London Symphony. Like they were doing a tour in Santiago in Chile. And they were doing some kind of like educational concert. And I remember that they started tuning all the instruments and all the strings and everything. And I was sort of embraced with this wave of sound. I remember that I just felt so special and so welcome that I wanted to have that experience my whole life. And I think at that moment I felt that I wanted to be part of that. And I was a pianist. I played piano my whole life. So I wasn't really going to be doing through, playing piano. So at early age, I discovered there are these weird people that conduct and wave arms. And I don't know how they do it, but they produce that kind of a sound. And I always, from that moment, I just really wanted to do this.
Tell us about where you're coming to us from. What have you been doing most recently?
Well, I'm coming from Baltimore. I was a conducting fellow at the Baltimore Symphony for 2 years, and that was an amazing opportunity and experience. I assisted Marin Alsop for 2 seasons, and seeing her work, it was a major thing for me. I learned so much from that. Not only the way that she conducts, but also off stage. The things that she does. The creating programs, talking to donors, and creating really a community around the music. And that was the best education that I could ever have, being a conductor.
Can you tell us anything more, any stories about working with her, or something in particular that stands out that you've learned?
We can be all day here
yeah.
talking. I don't know. I think one of the greatest things that I got from her was how amazingly down to earth and just a round good person she is. When I met her, I felt that she was going to be like a major star, like very fussy, like really, and it just like you and me, and workaholic, but just so down to earth, so simple. She drives like a really simple car, simple meals, and it was an inspiration also for me, because that's the kind of life that I also want to have.
So I read your bio, and I noticed that you also were interested in cybernetics and in Buddhism, and I was wondering did these things connect to music for you?
Well, I lived in Boston for 10 years, and when I was living there, I came across this strange practice in Buddhism, and it sort of clicked with me. And reading a lot of books around that, specifically second order cybernetics, which really is sort of the science of systems and how systems interact with other systems. And it's sort of, I got super excited about that because it connects intimately about how people listen to music, how people create music, how you create meaning out of music. So I did my dissertation on that, and still I read quite a bit of that, and it's inspired me to keep thinking and keep thinking about relationships in music.
Does that influence how you look at working with an orchestra and the role of an orchestra in a community?
Oh, yeah. Because I think the one great point that I got out of cybernetics is it's not about the command, it's not about the instruction, but about the process. Of course, the content is always important, but the manner you actually deliver the content, it's as important. And with an orchestra, you deal with so many different people that have different opinions, different feelings. So it's really important to acknowledge that part so that you can find a unified front to do what you need to do.
So your first concert is on July the 12th. That's one of the oceanfront concerts, right, down
Yep.
at the beach that the symphony does during the summer. What's going to be on that program?
It's going to be very, very interesting for me because it's my first concert. We are doing a sort of mixture of movie music, sort of some parts of children's movies, but also like grown-up movies. And we're putting together that with a lot of activities around the concert, and also sort of a way for me to meet the people, to meet the audience, to meet the orchestra. So we're putting a program tailored design for that kind of event.
Is there anything you're particularly looking forward to this season in terms of repertoire or working with the orchestra, or what are you excited about?
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm so excited to just have the first rehearsal and the first concert, really. To really meet everybody. It's sort of like you go and you meet new friends for the first time that you know they are going to be friends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's super, super excited for me. So I can't wait to go and do that.
Gonzalo Farias will conduct that first concert with the Virginia Symphony Orchestra this Thursday, July 12th, starting at 7:30 at the 31st Street stage at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. Like all concerts in the Symphony by the Sea series, this one is free and open to the public, no tickets needed, but you can find all the details at virginiasymphony.org. For WHRO FM, I'm Wayla Chambo. See you at the concert, and I know you'll join me in giving Maestro Farias a very warm welcome to Virginia.